What's going on, guys? Time here. Got another awesome deck profile for you guys to see today. If you couldn't tell by now, it is my Mermail Atlantean deck profile. Such an awesome deck to play. I went to locals, did great yesterday. I went X and O throughout the entire day. Got to top four, but unfortunately I lost to 6 Sam, and then I played for third place and I lost to wind up. So what can you do? It was really fun though. Had a good time. Went up against, let's see, who did I go up against first? I went up against Windups first round, Chaos Dragons, Dino Rabbit, like I said, 6 Sams, etc. So, yeah, it's a really fun deck. I'm happy I got it done. Let's go ahead and get into the breakdown. This is actually the most consistent variant that I've built and play tested, and I really enjoy playing it. It works well for me. So, obviously, we got 2 Megalo, pretty self-explanatory. Some people run 3. I just think it's a little too much. Like, if you want more of aggressive play style and you're going to run a higher monster count, I would suggest going with 3 Megalo. It's a freaking awesome card. It's really broken. 2 Lind. Got 2 Mermail Abyss Lind. Also, another really broken card. I don't want to draw into this card, so I only dropped it down to 2. It does just a lot of wonderful plays with Abyss Sphere. Special summon it, and then it goes to the graveyard, and you get its effect. You can special summon either Megalo or Abyss Pike. I run 2 Abyss Pike because 1's not enough. Actually, I was playtesting with 1 for a while. I didn't like this card at first, but yeah, I really like playing it at 2. So if I happen to draw 1, there's always the other one there in case I need it for the Abyss Sphere play. Obviously, discard a water monster, and then add level 3 water monster. If it said level 3 or lower, it would be a much more broken card. So it generally helps me get my marksman and my undines to my hand, etc. We got 2 diva. 2 diva is pretty good. I think 3 is a bit too much. I don't like really drawing into this card in place of my other mermaid monsters like Megalo. So I'll run 2, and it synchros really well with this deck, and it just shenanigans. It's a level 2 tuner, and then on the Atlanteans. Probably one of the best MVPs of the deck is this card right here, Atlantean Dragoons. Discard with water monster effect, or when it's sent to the grave as a water monster's effect. Search any sea serpent from the deck. It's ridiculous, except for itself. You can't search itself, but it searches for Glacia, it searches for Megalo, it searches for Diva, it searches for all the Atlanteans, and it just goes plus, and it's awesome. 3 Marksmen. Love popping set cards. Girgia, cringe over this card, and it's hilarious just to play against them and just pop the Girgia armors that are set. 2 Infantry. 3 is too much, I think. I don't want to draw into this card. The only way I'll actually play this card is with Diva to get an additional normal summon, or just drop it with Megalo. It's not that good of a card. I'm not saying it's not good. It's not that good of a card to have it run 3. Plus, it's there if I need it, so I'm not like overdrawing it or anything. And then we got 3 Undine. I did not like this engine at first. I just was not a fan of it. And I'm like, all right, this is stupid broken that you can just send Dragoons or send an infantry, send a marksman, pop a card, or add more cards to your hand. So you can go Undine, send Dragoons, add Glacia, and then you have 5 water engraved and then special Glacia. It's just ridiculous how broken it is. And of course, you have to have the 2 controller. Unfortunately, it's like if you didn't need to run the controller, nobody would run it, but it's a must. 1 Glacia. I've seen people run 2. I like it at 1 because, like I said, it's searchable with Dragoons. And then when you special summon it, you discard 2 random cards from your opponent's hand. So even if they Veiler it, it's still a -1 for them. And it's a 2800 beater on the field, which is awesome. 2 Trag. Wraps up the monster lineup. No Gores. Just didn't like it in this build. Trag's a good target, especially if you clog hands with your Undine, and Trag gets really high first turn. Let's go ahead and move on to the spells. 2 Salvage, obviously, of course. 3 is too many. I've seen people run 1. If they're comfortable with it, that's fine. I just like 2 for the consistency, and it's usually usually always a good draw for me because I'm ending up going into infantry or diva pretty early game. 2 MST and heavy. 3 MST is okay. I play tested 3 MST for a more aggressive back row hate, but with marksman at 3, I'm like, no, it doesn't really need an additional MST. So you got 1-up spells, allure obviously for your controllers and your trags. Mind control put in work over the weekend. I mind control a Lila in a Chaos Dragon matchup and normal summon an Abyss Pike. Overlaid while he had a light pulsar on the field. I overlaid Abyss Pike and Lila for Abyss Dweller and attacked over the light pulsar, and he tried to activate its effect, and I was like, nope, negate. Avarice, didn't see this once all day till I got to the top 4 and it was dead. So Avarice sucked this weekend, but it's a good card. It's a good card. Puts in work. Reborn, obviously, and then Dark Hole. And then for the traps, 2 Abyss Sphere. I was playtesting 3 for a while, but since it's so searchable with Megalo, I decided to drop it down to 2. And I don't really want to draw into this card. I mean, sure, it would be nice, but I'd rather draw into a Spiritual Water Art. I saw Seros, whatever you say his name, Seros Siberian's deck profile. He ran 3 Spiritual Water Art. It's a really awesome tech, especially since it comes with the Realm of the Sea Emperor structure deck. And I'm like, alright, that's cool. I playtested it with 2 for a while, never really saw this card. Like, I want to draw it and never did. So I ended up taking out a 3rd Abyss Sphere for a 3rd Water Art, and it works wonders. Like, the optimal play for this deck is normal summon Undyne, get your search, add your controller, or dump your water, get your search with the Dragoons, add your controller, and then set this card, and then on the draw phase, activate and pick a card out of their hand. It's pretty awesome. I played this card a lot over the weekend. I think it was once or twice every matchup. It just put in work. And then just 2 Torrential. I like splashing in case wind-ups or something like that swarm the field. But yeah, I mean, there's only a few mana traps. It's not really trap heavy. The first variant I built was quite trap heavy, running 10 traps, 10 spells, and 20 monsters. This deck has 41 cards. Let's go ahead and get on the extra deck. Gotchi. I made this a couple of times over the weekend, not a whole lot, but it did help me reach over game with, reach over opponents' monsters for game with Catastor and Gungnir, so that was always good. Phoenix did not play this card once. I would have liked to, but I didn't need to, didn't have the situation to. It's a little bit situational in this deck. Zenmains and Leviathan. This is really, really good with the Atlantean monsters in their deck. So you can go, marksman and marksman or whatever, and just detach and get marksman effects and its brokenness. Abyss Dweller, made this card several times yesterday. It actually won me a couple of games too. Debating on Utopia or Evigishki Marogeist. Marogeist is obviously a water, and it's got an Aaron effect. Basically, after damage calculation, if it destroys an opponent's monster, you can detach material and shuffle back into the deck. But it's really good because it works well with the Atlanteans, like Dragoons and Pike, and you don't have to have just water monsters. It's just 2 level 4 monsters that you can make. So I'm debating on keeping this in here over Utopia, but Utopia puts in work as well. And then Bahamut Shark. This card is freaking awesome, especially when what's the set? When Cosmoblazer comes out, Abyss Strike's going to come out in that set. I think it's like a rank 3 2800 attack monster or something. I'll have to go back and check, but this is an absolute broken play with Abyss Strike, and it's going to be amazing when that card comes out. But I did make this card a couple times over the weekend, and it put it work as well. And then a Big Eye, made it once. Awesome card, pretty self-explanatory. Takes your opponent's monsters, and it jumped up in price too. Then we got Armory Arm, pretty self-explanatory. Easy go into with Diva and heavy infantry, and just do shenanigans. Catastor, do Lauren. I made this card twice, just because the situation called for it. I returned recycled my spheres, and I recycled my my Megalo and dropped more cards for Megalo, pop more cards, etc. So that's a pretty good card. Gungnir, pretty self-explanatory. I made this card almost every match that I played. Just discarding and popping an additional card. It's broken. Only if we had Brionic, that would be awesome. Black Rose didn't make this at all. Didn't need to. I made Gungnir over Black Rose every single time. Stardust and then Scrap Dragon. I made Stardust once because I feared a Mirror Force or a Bottomless when I was pushing for a bigger play, and I eventually got over it, and it was good. And then Scrap Dragon I didn't make at all, but it's okay. The extra deck was very, very supportive over the weekend, and like I said, the deck did well. I just unfortunately lost in the top 4, but it happens. It's Yu-Gi-Oh! Thanks guys for watching. Leave a comment with what you think. I really enjoy this deck. So I did try to record some duel videos with this, but unfortunately they got deleted somehow. So probably next week or the week after that or something, I'll get more videos up so you guys can watch them and stuff. But I did get a profile of a player who was there with a good friend of ours, Logan, who was running an Exodia deck. I have one game of his duel video up on the channel, so go check it out. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. Leave a comment with what you think again. Sub for this guy. Megalo is freaking awesome. It went up to $90 now. Yeah, I'm hoping it goes up even higher. So it's like I'd like to have a third, but I don't need it. But anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Hit that subscribe button. We're so close. I think I'm at like 99 subscribers. Anyway, thanks to all my loyal subscribers who have been watching my videos. I appreciate your feedback and comments. So let's keep them coming, guys. I'll talk to you later.